Andrea Griffin, Manatee County activist and advocate. And there was a story that came out of Sarasota, and I want to make sure that it doesn't happen here in Manatee County. And I know that our sheriff watches these proceedings, so I want to take an opportunity to talk about these things, maybe for a future agenda purpose. But it's related to at-risk adults, some that are in the system, some that are homeless, addicts, and situations like that. When they become prey out there on the street, what are the recourses of their families, their friends that call them in as missing persons? It's very difficult as an adult to get a missing person case because they have the freedom to move about as they wish. They have the freedom not to contact their family if they so choose. However, with that being said, a lot of these addicts and people out in the street maintain contact with their family through their trying times. They're used to them disappearing for a couple weeks at a time, but they always rear their ugly head. They always pop up somewhere along the path where their family can at least say that they're okay. And in this situation with Felicia Adams, it took her mother 6 months to report her daughter missing, and they were citing jurisdiction. She was passed around from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department to the Sarasota Police Department to Charlotte County Sheriff's Department, and after 6 months, she's finally been able to file a report and have somebody investigate that. I don't want that to be the story here in Manatee County. I want to make sure that our law enforcement is doing everything they possibly can. And at the end of the day, I want my message to be very clear. Take the missing person report. Take it. If it needs to go to another jurisdiction, send it over to the appropriate jurisdiction. But do not tell a family that's in need, that is trying to find their adult missing person, and mind you, this lady still has not been found. 6 months of evidence washed away, gone out of this case, and it's because somebody didn't want to take a report and pass the buck, calling it a jurisdictional issue. I don't want jurisdictional issues here in Manatee County. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Manatee County, Andrea Griffin. I like the help. I'm not going to balk at the help, but the issue is how did we get here? Is there other plans? I heard Mike bring up, the road gangs, which we need to get our sheriff on board with. Jason brought up how many employees can we get? Why is it every time we need to hire people for our staff, we overlook temporary hires? Why do we feel that when we hire somebody, it has to be long-term? If we would have learned about this, back in January or approached back in January, maybe we could have hired some more temporary staff to help clear out areas that just need backhoes or manual labor. Now we're looking at potentially, if I'm understanding, $9 million to clear this out, which I'm not going to balk at because we were hit with 3 major storms that kind of knocked us off our axis. But I'd like this to be a learning lesson for this county. When these things do happen, what can we put in place a little earlier to start mitigating these issues so we're not saddled with such a huge bill to go to a third party? I'm thinking if it is truly $9 million, how much employees could we hire for $9 million? What new equipment can we get for our county to make this easier for our employees? I'm always looking at that next step, what we can do to make our employees' lives a little bit easier. But again, we are kind of dealing with a time frame issue here. And this is unprecedented for our community to be hit like this. In my history here, have never experienced what we've experienced over the last year. So I'm not going to I think it's great. I love hearing people reach out and say, hey, we need help. I think we need more of that in our county. But we need to help them and figure out how we can help ourselves in the future so we're not straddled with this all at once. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.